In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a story time of when a palm reader knew I had arthritis. And it's not how you think. Stay tuned because that's coming all right up. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Effie. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about my chronic illness journey and other lifestyle topics. Be sure to check out my About section on my YouTube channel where you can find a more detailed list of video topics you can expect to find on here. But before we begin, I just wanted to mention that for those of you who've been watching my videos for some time now, which I haven't posted that many because I haven't been as consistent. So right now, I actually have a plan where I am going to be posting videos every Thursday. That may change, give or take, of how my week is going. I may post on Friday instead. Yeah, so let's get to the story time because I know that's probably why you guys tuned in the first place. My topic today is when a palm reader knew I had arthritis. And when I say it's not how you think, it's because a lot of people may have probably thought, well, she may have noticed that you had something wrong with your hands, like joint damage or deformity or whatever, because that does occur with rheumatoid arthritis and arthritis in general. And I did not have any of that. Basically, this happened when I was, I think, around 18, 19, give or take. I'm not really sure. I don't remember exactly the year, but I know that it was after my freshman year of college. So it was around 2007-ish, 2008. But I would say 2007 because it was about 2 or 3 years into my diagnosis with juvenile arthritis. Yeah, so I pretty much was epitome, if you like to say, of a young woman living with an invisible illness back then. No one knew anything about my illness. In fact, I only told my family members, my parents and my siblings, and a few very close friends. I didn't have a blog. I didn't really post anything about that on Facebook at all. And I for sure didn't have Instagram because Instagram didn't exist back then. If any of you are not familiar with the Taste of Chicago, it is one of the biggest food festivals in the world, let alone in Illinois. So if you are ever in Chicago in the summertime or in July when it happens, because I always used to go all the time. And I know many of you from the Midwest, if you're watching right now, that was the thing to do. You just go with your friends, your family, like every summer. Sometimes not even for one day, you would get a pass for like several days. So I think like me and my friends, we sort of exhausted ourselves in terms of going there so much that as we got older, we just didn't really go. There's just so much to do. And it's pretty much a whole strip of like restaurants up and down the streets that are blocked off. It's hosted at Grant Park. So yeah, Grant Park is pretty much a large urban park, and it is home to the Millennium Park, the Bean, and Buckingham Fountain, just a bunch of stuff. And at the Taste of Chicago, there's also music, just a lot of other activities and events that are going on besides you being able to grab some food from your favorite restaurant and sit on the grass lawn, wherever you want to go. So when we went, like I had said, there's other things you can do there besides buy food and eat, but that's pretty much why everyone goes to begin with. But besides the point, so there are people that are there, like vendors. We happen to be just walking. I think we're eating or had just finished eating a sample of something that we got. And we saw a sign for palm readers. And we're like, okay, let's just do it. And as teenagers, I'm sure many of you watching as well at around that age probably tried out that stuff, or maybe you didn't, and later on in life you did. I don't know. But I didn't really take it seriously. It was just something fun to do. And it was like literally right on the side of the grass where all these major food tents were. So it wasn't like a creepy area or closed off in any way. And I think it was like $1. I don't know. A couple dollars. I think maybe five. Don't remember. We're like, okay, let's go do it. And we get there, and these people are like sitting on these lawn chairs, right? And there's an older lady, 60s, 70s, I don't know. That's just how she looked to me. And then there was some younger adults. And I would say these younger adults were maybe our age or younger. I don't know. Maybe in their 20s, 30s, and they just looked young, but they were young and younger than her, that is. And so they were sitting not next to her, but it was like they were sitting in a cluster, like them, three or four of them. And then she was kind of off a little bit, like away from them. So it's kind of hard to explain, but it was like them. And then like you would just walk a couple steps and she would just be sitting there kind of off on the side. And so my friends like ran to the kids, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, obviously I have to go to this woman over here when not by anyone. So I went and sat down, and she was like legit. I don't know if she was their grandmother or aunt or teacher, but she seemed to be more experienced than them. I'm not sure, but I sat down, gave her my hand, and I gave her my right hand. And for anyone who's ever followed my journey, my right wrist and my right hand were the first things to be impacted, like my knuckles. And then later on, my right elbow. Around that time, actually, there was no, you would like to say, way for this woman to know that. And I didn't give her like my name, I didn't give her my birthday, I didn't give her any information, any personal history, nothing to really say that she could be going off of that. Because I know there's a lot of skeptics out there that would probably like to say, well, they know how to manipulate, they know how to play with people's psychology and emotions and all that stuff. I really literally talked to this woman for like 2, 3 minutes. Okay. So basically, she took my hand and she started drawing these little circles. So, like one little circle, and then another bigger circle around that circle, and then another bigger circle around that circle until she was kind of like all over my hand. And she proceeded to tell me that I was going to have abundance in certain areas of my life. And I was like, okay. But yeah, anyways. And then once I was about to leave, she pointed to my arm. And remember in the beginning of the video, I said that my right side has been impacted the most. So she said, I'll be okay here. And she pointed to my right forearm and like in between my elbow and my wrist. Everyone knows what the forearm is, but my forearm was outwards. Like I had my palm open to her, obviously. So she pointed to the forearm inside. And for those of you who don't know, like I started having joint damage in my elbow around that time, but like I said, it wasn't visible. My hands weren't even showing that I had an issue either. So again, I don't know how she knew to say that, but I know around that time I was very, very depressed about it. I didn't like really know what to do about my elbow because it was sometimes hurting, sometimes inflamed. And when I got an x ray, they said there was like mild damage or whatever. And I would have to go for occupational therapy for it. So it was really traumatic because, like, I was just used to having like a wrist issue, like mild to moderate damage in my wrist and like some other little hand stuff. But then when my situation with my elbow happened, it was very abrupt. Like, it happened that winter, actually, when I didn't get my Enbrel. I was on biologic that time. I didn't get it in time, and I was without it for 2 weeks, and I had a flare. It was like dead of winter. Couldn't get in contact with my rheumatologist. The pharmacy were being assholes. But ever since then, I kind of had an issue. I'm sure that there was stuff going on in my elbow way before that incident of me not taking my Enbrel for 2 weeks. So I'm not trying to scare anyone and say, like, if you're not on your medicine for 2 weeks, then this and this and this will happen. No, I was having issues in that elbow, like inflammation. So for me, for a while, it was like localized inflammation outside of the joint. But my rheumatologist at the time never gave me an injection there, which I was told later on in my life and my arthritis journey that by one rheumatologist, I never let my patients get this way. And so I probably should have gotten an injection at the time. I didn't advocate for myself. For this, it was just so weird. Like, I don't know how she knew it. I don't know how she knew to say that. But she literally, it's like she read my mind and my emotions at the time because I was always thinking to myself, am I going to be okay here? Like, is my arm going to be okay? Like, I already have wrist issues, I already have hand issues. Like, what is going to happen to my elbow? Because I was being told at the time, like, elbow surgeries or anything you do for your elbow in regards to surgery, whatever it is pretty tricky because it's like four bones colliding into one. And so, like, if anyone's ever injured their elbow, had surgery in the elbow, you know that afterwards your range of motion going straight is not really ever normal again. I've talked to people who've had accidents and they say that it's a little off when they strain it because it's just such a complicated area. Any occupational therapists or physical therapists out there watching, you know that too. So I was just always worried about it. And yeah, she just literally answered my question without me asking her anything or without her knowing that I had these issues. Again, invisible illness, it's real to us who are living with it, but for others out there, they don't know anything. But yeah, if anyone's had any weird experiences like this, let me know because I'm always curious to hear from others what their stories are like and what they think. And hope you guys enjoyed that one. There's many more to come. I have so much to tell. And one by one though. But before we get off this video, I want to share my Spoonie star slash support of the week. Here she is. Go give her a follow. Thank you so much for showing me love and support. If anyone else out there wants a shout out during one of my videos at the end, all you have to do is stay active on my Instagram, and eventually my YouTube is it. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. I'll get more, subscribers, and people can follow along with me as I tell stories, so I'm not always talking to myself and having like 2 likes on a video. But no, I like making these videos, and I hope you guys do too. And as always, guys, make sure to hit the bell button when you subscribe. Until next time, guys, bye.